Humans have always been in pursuit of happiness. However, today, instant gratification and quick fixes often seem more attractive than long-term endeavors towards a meaningful life. This trend is not without a cost to our health, well-being, and relationships. It is, in fact, a main contributor to the present burden of chronic illnesses. What studies plainly show is that lifelong health and thriving are not a matter of chance. Our well-being depends on a combination of physical, mental, emotional, social, and spiritual factors. Love, hope, and meaning are needed as much as water, sunshine, and nourishment. Daily habits not only help protect us from diseases, they also impact our healthiness and longevity. Around the globe, happy, healthy, long-living populations exhibit similar characteristics. They spend time outdoors, keep in touch with nature, participate in regular physical activity, enjoy strong family ties or social support, eat a predominantly plant-based diet, have faith and are optimistic, have a sense of purpose. These recent discoveries in the area of health perfectly match the necessary factors for human thriving put forward by one of our most ancient writings. Regarded as an account of the early history of humanity, the book of Genesis also describes the original environment that God designed for humans to enjoy sustainable fulfillment. With each of the creation days was established the foundation of principles that would provide for man's lasting health and happiness. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. And God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And God saw the light, that it was good, and God divided the light from the darkness. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the morning were the first day. After creating the earth, God laid the foundation of a day-night rhythm for all living creatures. This circadian rhythm is found in plants, animals, and humans, and coordinates their behavior within a 24-hour cycle. Plants go through physiological changes during each stage of the day. Their growth rate, onset of flowers, scent emission, and leaf movements differ according to the light-dark cycle. Many plants open their flowers in the morning and close them at night. Other plants open their flowers in the afternoon, in the evening, or at night. These cycles help to synchronize pollen availability with the activity of pollinators. Most animals show an activity pattern synchronized with the daily light-dark cycle. animals, like most mammals, birds and butterflies, are active during daylight hours and rest during the night. Nocturnal animals, such as tarsiers, bats, and owls, are active during the hours of darkness. Other animals are crepuscular, such as deer, elk, and otters, preferring low light conditions and are active mostly during dawn and dusk. However, the circadian rhythm in animals is not rigid. It has been designed to enable animals to adapt to varying circumstances. In the spring and autumn, migratory birds fly long distances without a break. Few rest stops are taken before they reach their destination. Also, polar animals that live in high latitudes show flexible daily rhythms during the time of year when it is only light or dark several weeks in a row. In humans, the circadian rhythm is also central to life, influencing sleep-wake cycles, brain waves, hormone production, body temperature, and cell metabolism. Sleep disorders, shift work, jet lag, and excessive use of electronic media into the night are major contributing factors to circadian rhythm disruption in adults. In order to maintain good health, human beings need 7 to 9 hours of sleep each night. Adequate sleep contributes to prevent a number of infectious and chronic diseases and help us to feel better emotionally and physically. On the second day of creation, God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters." And God called the firmament heaven. What distinguishes the Earth from the other planets in the solar system is the large amount of liquid water on its surface that makes life possible. Oceans are a huge reservoir of salty water, which many organisms cannot use. But when the water evaporates by the heat of the sun, clouds are formed, and the salt is left behind. As clouds grow larger, the water droplets they hold fall as rain. All nature, including plants, trees, and grass, depend on rainfall to live and flourish. The water that falls as rain soaks the ground and runs down the hills in the form of springs, streams, and rivers to provide water for animals and plants before it eventually returns to the ocean, completing the cycle. Plants and animals are well adapted to satisfy their water needs, even those that live in regions where water is less abundant. In deserts, some cacti and desert moss get moisture by trapping and collecting fog as water vapor drifts from the ocean. Camels also have a unique design, enabling them to drink about 100 liters of water in a short time and minimize fluid loss. Depending upon the temperature, camels can go for weeks in the desert without drinking. Regular water intake is essential for the maintenance of every system in the human body. Many nutrients dissolve in the blood or are attached to proteins that are water-soluble to be transported to cells. Water helps to regulate body temperature and plays an essential role in chemical reactions within the body. On the second day, God also created the atmosphere, a source of oxygen for humans and animals. Among the air-breathing animals, most mammals and birds cannot hold their breath for more than a few minutes. But some aquatic animals can hold their breath for longer periods of time. Sea turtles can stay underwater for more than 5 hours while at rest. Dolphins can hold their breath for 10 to 15 minutes, seals for more than 1 hour, and some whales for as much as 90 minutes. Humans breathe in 10 to 20 cubic meters of air every day. That's about 20,000 breaths. An adequate intake of oxygen is indispensable to efficient brain function and enables optimal physical performance and endurance. On the third day of creation, God said, "Let the waters under the heavens be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear." And it was so. Then God said, "Let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind." And God saw that it was good. God created an astonishing variety of food for us to enjoy. There are more than 20,000 species of edible plants in the world, which include fruits, grains, vegetables, legumes, roots, nuts, and seeds. Fruits can be found on shrubs, trees, bushes, or vines. As they mature and ripen under the effect of the heat of the sun and the blessing of water, they change color, develop a sweet or sour pulp, and their texture usually softens. Fruits and vegetables get their color from 3 main pigments: the green chlorophyll, the yellow-orange carotenoids, and the anthocyanins, which give some berries their blue-purple colors. Flowers are the reproductive organs of many plants. Their beautiful colors and fragrance attract insects, birds, and bats, which eat the nectar stored in the base of the flower, while capturing some of the plant's pollen on their bodies to pollinate the next plant they visit. Many animals, such as fruit-eating birds or rodents, obtain their food from bushes and trees. By eating the fruit, they help spread the plant's seeds to perpetuate the species. Most monkeys eat mainly fruits and seeds when available, and supplement their diet with flowers, honey, bark, or young leaves. While herbivores eat grass, many other animals like pandas, giraffes, or koalas eat leaves. Plant foods such as fruits, vegetables, whole grains, nuts, and seeds and legumes constitute the diet chosen by the Creator for human nutrition. Research shows that plant foods are packed with the essential elements not only to sustain human life, but to thrive. Foods that are minimally processed and eaten as close to their natural state as possible are high in fiber, and rich in antioxidants and phytonutrients. Some herbs and spices not only add color and flavor to food, they also have protective properties against certain illnesses. Eating plant-based foods can help to prevent metabolic diseases, maintain one's ideal body weight, improve mental health, and increase life expectancy. On the fourth day of creation, God said, "Let there be lights in the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years." And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also, and God saw that it was good. Sunlight is our main source of energy and an indispensable element of life. Plant behavior is tightly regulated by the sun. During the day, plants soak up sunlight and use its energy to produce food and release oxygen into the atmosphere. A few plants follow the path of the sun to maximize their photosynthesis potential. This is especially evident in the sunflower. In the animal world, sunlight, the position of the sun in the sky, and the length of the day are important clues to trigger and regulate specific behaviors and physiological processes. Honeybees use the sun as a reference point to navigate to and from the hive and dance to communicate the direction of the food sources to other bees. Monarch butterflies use the sun to orient themselves during their long yearly migrations from the northern United States to Mexico, a trip of up to 5,000 kilometers. The trigger for the butterflies to start preparing for their travel is the shortening of the days. Although many animals use the sun for regulation of life processes, there are a few that use the moon instead. Ocean tides, caused by the gravitational pull of the moon and the sun, affect the life of many marine animals. In coral reefs, some fishes synchronize spawning with spring tides that move the eggs away from the reef where predators abound. Sunlight is indispensable to humans as well. Besides enabling the synthesis of vitamin D from the skin, it triggers the release of serotonin and increases blood levels of endorphins, the feel-good hormones. Exposure to bright morning light has been found to be effective against seasonal affective disorder. Sunlight appears to help prevent autoimmune diseases and skin disorders like psoriasis. It also regulates our sleep and wake cycle. When the sun goes down, darkness triggers our brain to produce melatonin, making us feel sleepy. On the fifth day of creation, God said, "Let the waters abound with an abundance of living creatures." And let birds fly above the earth, across the face of the firmament of the heavens. So God created great sea creatures and every living thing that moves, with which the waters abounded according to their kind. Enormous schools of fish, harmoniously coordinated, can be found in open waters, as well as huge fish like the manta ray, the ocean sunfish, and the whale shark. The giant of the ocean, the blue whale, however, is not a fish. With a length of 30 meters and the weight of 20 African elephants, the blue whale is the largest known animal on the planet. Among winged animals, the smallest birds, measuring a mere 6 to 10 centimeters, are the hummingbirds, which are amazing flyers capable of moving forward, backward, and hovering in one place by flapping their wings between 50 and 80 times per second. God created animals for our company, recreation, and education. The wonderful designs of nature led scientists to copy many of its patterns. The branch of science devoted to copying those designs is called biomimetics. It has taken advantage of many bird, fish, and insect features to solve complex human problems and create mechanisms to improve our lives. Birds are very efficient at flying, and human engineers have observed and copied them since the beginning of aviation history. Bird designs have also been used for ground transportation. The Japanese high-speed train was designed after the form of the kingfisher's head to solve a problem of sonic boom from air compression. Fish structures, such as shark scales, have also served as inspiration to create human objects with diverse functions, like swimsuits for competitive swimmers, which mimic shark skin texture. On the sixth day of creation, God said, "Let the earth bring forth the living creature after its kind, cattle, and creeping thing and beast of the earth after its kind." And it was so. And God saw that it was good. Land animals in all shapes and sizes can be found in every bit of the dry land, from deep within the soil to the highest peaks. God made animals with the need for social connection. Mammals like elephants, chimpanzees, or lions live in complex societies and exhibit kindness, cooperation, empathy, and even altruistic behaviors. Animals can share and take care of others, manifesting godlike characteristics. Some animals engage in symbiotic relationships with other species. After establishing a perfect environment for human existence, on the sixth day, God created a man and a woman. And God said, "Let us make man in our image, after our likeness." So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him, male and female. The Bible account provides no ground for the supposition that human beings evolved by slow degrees from lower forms of animal or vegetable life. Humans are not merely a collection of cells with physical needs. Human beings were created by God at the end of the creation week with unique abilities to think, reason, worship, explore, and innovate. Then the Lord God said, "It is not good that the man should be alone. A man shall leave father and mother, and shall cleave to his wife, and they shall be one flesh." Throughout the life cycle, companionship and social relationships remain a vital component of life. From the smallest age, babies need to receive love and affection from their parents to feel a sense of belonging and thrive in this supportive environment. Research shows that people with rich social connections are not only healthier, but live longer than those who live in social isolation. Furthermore, having the social support of family and friends is a decisive factor in the recovery from illnesses. In 6 days, the great work of creation was accomplished. After creating all the wonders of the heavens, the land, and the sea, God rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made. And God blessed the seventh day and sanctified it. The first chapter of the Bible gives a streamlined but accurate portrayal of God's intelligent design of the universe. The order, design, beauty, and immutable laws found at all levels of life and space lead us to recognize the impossibility of a cosmos without a master designer. Life exhibits a complexity that cannot have come into existence by chance or by mere evolution. The best explanation for this marvelous reality that we live in is the presence of an all-powerful, omniscient, and caring God, whose attributes are clearly seen in the things that He has made. Nature speaks to our senses and minds, declaring that there is a living God, the designer, creator, and sustainer of the universe. God set the seventh-day Sabbath apart as a day of rest for man. Following the example of the Creator, humanity is to rest on this sacred day so that they may reflect on God's great works. When we behold the heavens and the earth, the evidences of God's wisdom and goodness, our heart fills with wonder and love for our Maker. The Sabbath is a gift of time to connect with God and nature. It is a time to nurture our relationships with family and friends, and to reach out to those nearby that may be sick and suffering. The Sabbath is a sanctuary in time for our rest and rejuvenation at spiritual, physical, emotional, social, and mental level. God, who created the human body for movement, appointed work to develop our faculties, foster our physical strength, and cultivate our minds. To our first parents was given the work to care for all the animals and the magnificent environment. While a sedentary lifestyle increases the risk for many diseases, physical activity is a great way to improve health and longevity. Regular exercise augments our muscular strength, improves blood circulation, and increases one's level of energy. It positively affects our body constitution and boosts our mood. Oxygen, water, sunlight, plant foods, physical activity, rest, care for nature, companionship, and connection with our Creator are the factors influencing our happiness, thriving, and longevity. God created us in a perfect setting to live forever. Although sin and human activities have marred and destroyed the environment, nature still testifies that one infinite in power, great in goodness, mercy, and love, created the earth and filled it with life and wonders. Yet it is not from the stars nor from the ocean that we can best learn about God. The greatest revelation of who God is can be seen in the life of Jesus. Jesus came to demonstrate the power of eternal love. And to assure us that the day is coming where those who believed in Him will see God face to face and inhabit planet Earth made new again, fresh and unspoiled for eternity.